Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to deconstruct a really powerful guided prayer from Joshua Selman, one that's based on Psalm 31. We're going to dive deep into its structure, the psychological journey it takes you on, and its core themes.
So right out of the gate, the prayer just anchors itself in this incredibly strong declaration. This isn't just some hopeful wish, It's the absolute foundational belief that the rest of the prayer is built on.
So how does this prayer actually work? Well, we're going to unpack its 6 key components. We're going to take you on this journey, all the way from pinpointing the spiritual roadblocks to celebrating a total, definitive victory.
All right, first things first. This prayer gets specific, and I mean really specific. It's not about these vague, general requests for help. It's all about identifying and actually naming the exact spiritual battles you feel like you're up against.
And this is such a crucial first step, because by giving a name to the forces that are holding you back, whether it's something like envy or a feeling of injustice or something else, you're basically stripping away their power. You're dragging them out into the light so they can be dealt with.
As you can see, the prayer casts a really wide net. It targets everything from the kind of everyday negativity we all face, like envy and lies, all the way to these deeper spiritual concerns, like curses or generational patterns. Think of it as a comprehensive, full-on spiritual detox.
Okay, so now that the spiritual adversaries have been identified, the prayer kind of shifts into courtroom mode. It's time to make a compelling case for some divine intervention.
This is where it gets really interesting. The prayer takes on this almost legalistic tone, It's like a spiritual lawyer presenting a case. It's not just asking for help, it's demanding justice. It's asking for every hidden plot to be exposed and for every trap to be turned back on its maker.
So let's be super clear. We're not talking about some passive idea of cosmic balance here. This is about divine justice in action, a force that actively gets in there, dismantles lies, foils malicious plans, and just completely silences negativity.
And this leads to a massive turning point in the prayer. It pivots from appealing for help to actively commanding change. The whole tone shifts to one of personal authority and bold declaration.
What we have here is basically a powerful 4-step playbook for spiritual liberation. It's a series of decisive actions: renouncing, canceling, breaking, and declaring. Each one is designed to sever ties with any and all negativity. Doesn't matter if it's a recent attack or some long-standing generational issue.
All right, so with the spiritual battlefield cleared out, it's time to fortify your position. This next phase is all about building an absolutely impenetrable spiritual defense system. The goal is to make sure that once you've claimed your peace, you can actually keep it.
So the first line of defense is what's called this spiritual wall. The whole idea is to create a sacred space around yourself, a boundary that no negativity, no attack can possibly get through.
But hey, a wall is just the static defense, right? So the prayer adds a dynamic, active element. Warrior angels who are called on to guard your every step and proactively mess up any hostile plans.
And finally, the prayer turns inward, seeking protection for the mind itself. This is so critical. It's about guarding your thoughts from that insidious creep of doubt and fear and negativity. It's a recognition that, honestly, the inner battles are often the toughest ones to win.
So once that protection is firmly in place, the prayer transitions into a petition for personal renewal. Because look, it's not enough to just be safe. The real goal is to be strong.
What we see here is this incredible spiritual transaction taking place. The prayer is essentially framed as a divine exchange program. It's like, okay, trade in your fear and doubt, and in return, you get courage and trust. Swap out your weakness and weariness for a surge of divine energy. It's a direct upgrade.
And that brings us to the final section, the absolute crescendo. The prayer shifts completely from making requests to making these bold, confident declarations of a guaranteed outcome. You're now speaking from the perspective of a victory that's already been won.
Now listen, this is so much more than just positive affirmation. This is a radical redefinition of yourself. The prayer guides you to declare who you are right now, in this very moment, a conqueror, totally undefeated. It's about stepping into a brand new identity. This line, of course, is a direct quote from Scripture, and it's used here as a definitive, final statement of power. It's meant to nullify any and all forms of opposition, past, present, or future, period.
And this is the ultimate conclusion. It's the logical endpoint of the entire prayer. The victory isn't something you're just hoping for anymore. It's a reality that has already been secured. It's spoken as a finished fact.
So, the key takeaway here is just this incredible progression. The prayer literally moves you from the position of a victim to the position of a victor. From identifying a problem to taking authority over it to finally declaring your new identity in light of that outcome. It's a complete psychological and spiritual journey from start to finish.
And that leaves us with a final thought about the sheer power that's embedded in our language. By moving from petition to declaration, you're not just changing your words, you are shifting your entire posture from one of hope to one of authority. And you have to wonder, maybe that mental shift is the most powerful deliverance of all.